Hey guys, it's Mr. Regan here. I'm going to try to show you today how to do your worm wrangling, specifically how to get your worm into your slide well. But before we get going, a few notes. Number one, the most basic things you need are your pipette, your slide well, your slide cover, and then obviously your medicine cup with your worm in there. I know he might be hard to see, but he's in there. You can use a towel or not, it's up to you. If you have a lot of practice with this, you may or may not need it. But before I get into it, I want to kind of point out a few things. Number one, this takes patience and more art than science when actually putting the worm into the slide well. This is not an easy task, even for people who've done this before. So what you're going to start by doing is taking your pipette and you're going to squeeze the back end in order to suck the worm out. The goal is to suck them out with as little water as possible in the actual pipette. So trying to get the pipette close to the worm is key, and then sucking him up for the solution. Now, once he's in your pipette, like he is for me, I want to get as much water out of there without actually squeezing the worm out. And once I feel comfortable enough, then I take my slide well, and I'm going to squeeze him and a little bit of water along the crevice. Now the goal is to get him to lay across the crevice. Now I know this is hard to see because I can't really tilt it, but next you want to begin to suck a little bit of the water out at a time and get him to lay flat. Now if you poke him with your pipette, you might actually hurt him and kill him, so be very, very careful with that. Getting him to lay flat is a very difficult task, but once you get a section of him laying flat and not bunched up like I have, you're then going to put your slide cover on top in order to get him to stay. So my guy looks pretty flat for the most part. I'll take my slide cover once he's nice and flat on there, and I'm going to put the slide cover right on top of him. There we go. And that should help him stay flat for the most part. Okay, it's okay if he's a little wiggly. I know that's a little hard to see, but to get him as flat as possible, that's what you got to do. When you're done putting him on under the microscope and taking a look at him, all you'll do is take off your slide cover, suck a little water into your pipette, and flush him back into the medicine cup. All right, so there it is. If you have any questions, obviously go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, happy wrangling.